Hello everyone, and thank you for watching this video. I'm making this video in preparation for my Dragon Age Inquisition Let's Play by introducing what and who the Inquisitor is. The Inquisitor is the protagonist of Dragon Age Inquisition. The Inquisitor is a sole survivor of a Veil Tear, referred to as the Breach, that occurs at a peace conference between the leaders of the Chantry and Mage Rebellion at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. You fall into the Fade and come back out again with a strange power that lets you seal Veil Tears. With this power, you lead the Inquisition to find the source of the Veil Tears and the Breach and stop them. Now that we've covered what the Inquisitor is, let's cover who the Inquisitor is. As part of creating your Inquisitor, you will be able to choose between gender, one of 4 races, and 3 distinct classes. Each class comes with a unique set of abilities, weaponry, special moves, and even class-active story content. Further, as your Inquisitor grows in power, you will be able to select a specialization. These advanced classes introduce entirely new abilities to your combat repartee. Let's start with gender. You can choose between a male or a female Inquisitor. Of those, you actually get 2 voices per gender, an American accent and a British accent. For women, the American accent is supplied by Sumali Montano, and the British accent is supplied by Alex Wilton Regan. For the male Inquisitor, the American accent is supplied by John Curry, and the British accent is provided by Harry Haddon Patton. Among with gender, you get to choose one of 4 races: dwarves, elves, humans, and Kunari. Up first, let's go over the dwarves. Dwarves are short, stocky, and most spend their entire lives underground. Those living in exile on the surface are commonly merchants or smugglers. Because dwarves have no connection to the Fade, they cannot be mages, so only the rogue and warrior classes are available to them. But in exchange, they receive a 25% bonus to magic defense. The background you get from being a dwarf is following. The dwarves of Thedas are known for their once vast underground empire and guilds of merchants and warriors held in high esteem by the other races of Thedas. Not you. A cast-off surfacer, unwelcome among the dwarves or most humans, you have scraped by as part of a criminal fraternity known as Carda, smuggling magical ore known as lyrium. As part of the ruthless Kadash crime family, you spent your entire life on the streets of various free marcher city-states, until you were sent to the Chantry Conclave as a spy and everything changed. Up next is the Elves. Elves are historically oppressed people, distinguished by their lithe frames and pointed ears. The most survive in the poorest fringes of human cities, others live as nomads known as the Dalish. Elves receive a bonus of 25% to ranged defense. Elves have access to all 3 classes, mage, rogue, and warrior, and your backstory actually slightly differs depending on whether you are a mage or a non-mage. If a non-mage, your story is as follows. Enslaved long ago by humans, most elves still live as second-class citizens within human cities. Elves who reject this life are known as the Dalish, nomadic wanderers who strive to keep the ancient elven religion and traditions alive. You were raised in the wilderness to be a hunter, relied upon by the Levelon clan for food and protection. The clan wandered the northern free marches and had little need to interact with humans, until the clan's keeper sent you to the Chantry's Conclave as a spy. Whatever happened there, she said, would impact not only the Dalish but indeed all elves. She could not have known how right she was. If a mage, your story is as follows. Enslaved long ago by humans, most elves still live as second-class citizens within human cities. Elves who reject this life are known as the Dalish, nomadic wanderers who strive to keep the ancient elven religions and traditions alive. You grew up in the wilderness, a member of the Levelon Dalish clan, and apprenticed to its leader and guide, the Keeper. The clan wandered in the northern free marches, and you had little need to interact with humans, until the Keeper sent you to the Chantry's Conclave as a spy. What happened there, she said, would impact not only the Dalish, but indeed all elves. She could not have known how right she was. Up next is humans. Humans are the most numerous and powerful race in Thedas. They are also the most divided politically and seem to thirst for conflict. Human characters receive a bonus ability point at the start of the game. Like the elves, the humans have access to all 3 classes, human, rogue, and warrior, and of all the backstories, these ones differ the most depending on if you're a mage or non-mage. If you are a non-mage, your story is as follows. As the youngest child of the Trevelyan noble house, you grew up in the free marcher city of Ostwick and had enjoyed a life of privilege. With close family ties to the Chantry and many relatives among the priesthood and the Templars, you were always expected to follow a similar path in service of the Maker, regardless of how you feel about the matter personally. Willing or unwilling, you were sent to the Chantry Conclave to assist relatives who sought to make peace between the Templars and mages. It didn't go well. If you are a mage, your backstory is this instead. Born to the Trevelyan noble family of Ostwick in the Free Marches, you were originally intended for a life of privilege, until magical abilities surfaced at a young age and you were forced into a life of confinement within Ostwick's circle of magi. Protected but stifled, educated but isolated, the circle would have been your entire future had the mages not rebelled against Chantry rule. Like it or not, you had to fight for your life against Templars hunting down all, quote-unquote, free mages. You had joined the delegation of mages attending a Chantry conclave and hoping of negotiating peace with the Templars. It didn't go well. The final race is actually new as a selection for this game, and that is the Kunari. The Kunari are a race of horned giants who follow a strict religious text known as the Kun. Those who have abandoned its principles are known as Talvashoth and often work as mercenaries. Kunari characters receive a bonus of 10% to melee defense. As with elves and humans, Kunari have access to all three classes of mage, rogue, and warrior, with a slight difference of backstory depending on if you are a mage or non-mage. If a non-mage, your backstory is as follows. Followers of the strict religious philosophy of the Kunari appeared like a tidal wave to the north of Thedas 300 years ago. You are Talvashoth, a Kunari who has rejected the Kun and never even lived in Kunari lands. As part of the Valocast mercenary company, you have earned a living by your own wits and the strength of your blade, ignoring the fearful looks you receive from those around you. Most recently, the company was sent to the Chantry Conclave as hired swords meant to keep peace between mages and the Templars, a task that has gone horribly wrong. If you are a mage, your backstory is thus. Followers of the strict religious philosophy of the Kunari appeared like a tidal wave to the north of Thedas 300 years ago. You are Talvashoth, a Kunari who has rejected the Kun and never even lived in Kunari lands. You've earned a place within the Valocast mercenary company as its mage, possessing abilities that would have made you a pet slave among your own people, ignoring the fearful looks you received from those around you. Most recently, the company was sent to the Chantry Conclave, hired swords meant to keep the peace, a task that has gone horribly wrong. Now with the genders and races done, let's talk about the classes and the specializations that come with each class. First up is Mage. Those who can tap into the raw energy of the Fade and block the whispering temptations of demons are truly exceptional. When they turn that mental focus onto the field of war, they can be truly terrifying opponents. Rains of fire, walls of ice, or even the ability to heal allies make up a mage's toolkit. Most employ considerable skills, rendering foes not only weakened, but also vulnerable to physical attacks, setting up opportunities for their teammates to exploit. The three specializations that come with a mage is Knight Enchanter, Necromancer, or Rift Mage. The description of Knight Enchanter is, these rare mages receive special dispensation from the Chantry to serve in battle. They summon blades from the Fade and are experts in protection and defense. The Necromancer description is, these mages specialize in binding the spirits that are drawn to death. They can put the fear of death into enemies, bring spirits to fight on their behalf, and even cause devastating explosions when their enemies die. The Rift Mage explanation is, these mages draw upon the force of the Fade, either pulling matter from the Fade to attack or twisting the veil itself into a weapon to stagger or crush their enemies. The next class is the Rogue. Armed with bows, daggers, and any number of dirty tricks, the Rogue's primary focus is damage, tearing foes down one at a time with systematic efficiency. Rogues commonly use a mixture of stealth and mobility to reach positions of advantage, be it a sniper's perch away from the enemy blades or behind an unsuspecting mage. Deadly and resourceful, rogues can tip the balance of any strategic assault. The specializations that come with the Rogue class are Artificier, Assassin, and Templist. The Artificier explanation is, these specialists control the battlefield with deadly traps. Neither they nor their explosive minds are ever where the enemy expects them to be. The explanation of Assassin is, any rogue can kill a target, but assassins make death into an art form. They specialize in quick, deadly kills that let them slide back into the shadows undetected, or indirect kills that eliminate targets while the assassin is safely away. The Templist explanation is, these unpredictable experts specialize in using alchemical mixtures that wreathe them into frost and flame. Fast, chaotic, and possibly mad, they wade into the fight and dare enemies to face the storm. The third class is Warrior. Battle-hardened and masters of close combat, warriors are pivotal to any group entering battle. As frontline fighters, they absorb the brunt of opponent attacks, steal enemy focus, and create an opening for deadly ranged assaults from the other classes. While some warriors prefer visceral sweeping damage, many are Silverite-clanned bulwarks, weathering any blow that don't deflect with their shields. The specializations that come with Warrior are Champion, Reaver, and Templar. The explanation of Champion is, These powerful defenders protect their allies from harm, standing strong against devastating blows with expert training and fierce determination. Enemies can't kill them, and usually can't survive them. The Reaver explanation is, as the battle gets bloodier, these vicious and deadly warriors get even more brutal. Hurting them just makes them mad, a mistake most enemies don't live to repeat. The Templar explanation is, these unrelenting warriors specialize in fighting mages and demons. No enemy's magic can withstand them, and they inspire and protect their allies with their righteous power. It is known that each of your companions will have one of these specializations, however, they are not the source of where you learn them, but rather you will learn them as a result of quests. Again, I thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy more in the future.